All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Career Development Month. Thank you for being here with us. This is our second session. We are talking today about finding your career path and taking the next step. If you missed our first session, we talked about Career Development Month 101. And if you missed that session, you will actually get a link to the recorded video later today, along with this recorded link. So we hope that you're able to go back and view it. We're happy you're here with us today. My name is Megan Tate. I'm the lead outreach specialist for Ben Hudnall Memorial Trust. And today we have an awesome partnership here with National Workforce Planning and Development. And so today we have Nedra Doherty, who is the Senior Workforce Planning Consultant with National Workforce Planning and Development. And she is going to give us a deep dive into KP's career exploration tool called PathSavvy. She is going to show us how to utilize it, how to get into it, and all of the things that you could possibly want to know. And then we have Alyssa Solorin-Dillard. She is the project manager with National Workforce Planning and Development. She is going to go over some of KP's career pathways and some of the work that's being done right now in some of the different regions. And then I'll pop on at the end and kind of give you a small, quick overview of some BHMT resources that you have available to you to help in your career path journey. So Nedra, if you want to go ahead and kick us off, we are ready to learn about PathSavvy.
All right, Megan, well, thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Wonderful. Well, I'm always happy to come and share about PathSavvy. So I thank you in advance for the invitation. And what I'll start off by saying is that, workforce development does mean different things to different people at different stages in their career, because for some people, when they think about workforce development, education's at the top of their mind. For some people, it's professional development. It could be skill building. It could be getting new credentials, whatever it is. That's really what the work of National Workforce Planning and Development is centered around. So our goals are to really try to help the KP workforce find the careers that are meaningful for them so they can grow their careers. Because it's, for a lot of people, it's about advancement and career mobility. And so my intent here is really to introduce you to a tool called PathSavvy. So PathSavvy is our career exploration tool / and this is what I always call it as my tagline. I consider it my sort of my life's work here at Kaiser Permanente. I've been here 5 years, and I've been working on this project over the course of 5 years. So let me ask this question, just for you to think about. If you've never heard of PathSavvy before, I'm hoping that you're going to get something out of this presentation that helps you learn a little bit more about how you might be able to deploy this tool for yourself or for those that you work closely with. If you have heard of PathSavvy before and you've taken a tour of it, then you're probably one of 22,000 people who created profiles in our system. So I'm going to start off with just like a quick little video. Do you mind, Megan, if I do a screen share?
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
Okay, let me set it up. And I want to make sure that you can hear it. So we're going to take a little tour of PathSavvy together.
Kaiser Permanente encourages lifelong learning and job growth for all employees, and exploring career paths is an important step for developing your career. Our Career Paths tool, which is available to all employees, will help you to create a personalized action plan to reach your goals. Explore your career options by logging in to PathSavvy. PathSavvy is interactive and personalized, and it works by learning about you, then serving as a guide as you explore your career options. To log in, sign into the Career Paths tool by using your desktop credentials. You can access the tool from your computer, tablet, or smartphone. First, you'll create a profile by detailing your education and completing a self-assessment of your skills and interests. Begin at the profile and enter your education and save. Move on to the competencies and assess yourself from beginner to excelling on all of the core competencies and any of the additional competencies that you feel best represent your skill set. Finally, for every interest, use the slide bar to select your level of interest from high to low. Once you've completely set up your profile, PathSavvy will find opportunities that link your skills, interests, and education to careers and make recommendations. It's like Match.com for positions that you may want to pursue. As you preview the job cards, you can favorite them and start an action plan. PathSavvy will also make suggestions to you about how to address any competency, education, or interest gaps that you may have for the positions that you target. Your personalized dashboard and all of the information within PathSavvy for your career exploration purposes is private. You are encouraged to share your action plan with your mentor, manager, career coach, or a trusted colleague to help you as you pursue your goals. Use this tool to envision where you want to be and revisit it often to check your progress on your action plan, update your profile, and see new job opportunities. Log into PathSavvy, create your profile, and get started today.
Okay, so that is a little bit about what I wanted to do just to give you a brief overview of PathSavvy. Now I want to sort of take you through the steps of how you would access PathSavvy. So give me just a moment. I want to change my screen here. A lot of people come to PathSavvy. Well, there's different doors. And it really just depends on, what's the easiest way for you to find our website. If you're on the HR Connect page, you'll find that there are two links here under the Manage My Career. We have the Career Resource Center and we have the Career Planning website. It's the Career Planning website that I want to take us to. If I go to the Career Planning website, hopefully this is not the first time you've seen this site, but if it is, I'm going to also ask Megan if you don't mind putting the link to this site so that it's easily shared in the chat for this session. And so what I'd like you to do beyond this introduction to PathSavvy is check out the other pages that are available to you on this website, because we have lots of great content. But for this purpose, we're going to go here to the link for PathSavvy. It'll take you to this page. And on this page, there are a few things that I want you to know right off the bat. And one of those things is that this little video player here gives you a condensed version of the introduction to PathSavvy. So for those that aren't sitting in this session and they happen to come to this career pathing page, they can get a quick introduction as to what is this tool for and who is it for. And then the other thing that I would point out to you is that we do have a Get Started guide. The Get Started guide is a PDF. And Megan, I'm going to ask you also to share the PDF at some point. This is a really great way for you to have something that you can brief if you've never gone into the tool before. But PathSavvy is easy enough to simply click here to get started, which is where we're going to go next. Just one more quick thought. You can access PathSavvy both from your desktop or from your mobile device, but you just have to remember that your desktop credentials and your Ping ID are required. So if I were to go into PathSavvy, this is what I would see as part of my profile page. And that's where it needs to start with for you. setting up a profile. The more PathSavvy knows about you, then the more better able it's going to be to share information back in terms of which types of job roles might be of interest to you. So what you need to do is go into PathSavvy, and just as it said in the video, enter in information about your education. Once you've done that, then you're going to do this competency rating exercise. And I just want to show you that if you hover over these terms, you'll also get a short definition. And then you go into each of these and give yourself a self-assessment of where you see your skill level. Are you a beginner? Are you really proficient and able to train others in these areas? The list of core competencies, I would say there's probably about 12 or 14 of them, and I encourage you to interact with all of the core competencies. And then as you continue down the screen, you're going to find that there are also some subcategories of competencies. You don't need to interact with every one of them on the page. You only need to interact with the ones that you think would be meaningful for the type of career that you're looking for. So again, it's all the core competencies and then any of the other ones that you feel would be important. The more information you give PathSavvy, the more you're going to get better results. And then if you're curious about the thumbs up and thumbs down, basically these mean that more weight is given to that particular competency or less weight is given to that particular competency if you choose to select those as well. And then the third part of the setup step, because we've done education now, we've done the competencies now we're going to talk about the interest. I always say this is my favorite page because I like playing with the slide bar. So for every interest, this is different than what I said for the competencies, only focus on the ones that are the core ones and the meaningful ones. But for every interest, slide it to the left if it's not something you're really interested in, slide it to the right if it's something you are really interested in, and then, of course, you can pick someplace in the middle. Once you've done that, then it's going to take you to this page, and you notice that there's a pop-up here. The first time you walk through PathSavvy, it's going to give you these little prompts that explain a little bit about what's happening on this page. So this prompt is talking about the position matching score. And so you heard the narrator say that it's sort of like Match.com for your KP careers. So it's going to give higher scores to things that it thinks that I'm probably, based on what I've told it about my education, competency, and interest, I might be a good match for. And so now I can take a look at these different job cards. I can take a look at these different job titles. Now, one thing I want to note here for you, in case you're curious, most people are these real live jobs that I can apply to right within PathSavvy? No, they are not. These are representative roles across different functions. So this is, as a career exploration tool, it's not meant to be where you would actually apply. But let's say I was interested in this project manager role. If I went into this project management job card, I could open it up and review some details. I could see what the key responsibilities are and what my needs to know are. I could favorite it because I might want to come back to it. I could look at where it sits in terms of a position path, and I can see that the one that I've highlighted here as what I'm interested in currently, there are other project manager roles, and these are all at the individual contributor level. And so let me go back to the card itself. If I'm in here, I could also, and I think this is a really important aspect of how this works, I could also start an action plan. And you'll see a new prompt came up. When you start an action plan, basically what the system is going to do is it's going to compare what you told it about who you are and what your skill level is and what your interests are to what the job requires. And then it's going to do a gap analysis. So for performance improvement, it says, I rated myself at a level 1. And for this role, it's looking for me to be at a level 2. And so what we've listed here are some resources to help you get from where you are to where you need to be. And of course, we've listed and linked directly here the Ben Hutton Memorial Trust, because your career development coaches should be a first line of resource for you. But we've also linked to the KP Career Planning door, because that's the door we came in, the Career Resource Center. And then if I scroll, and I don't want to make you dizzy, but I want to go all the way to the bottom of this page and show you that there are additional resources listed down here in the footer of this page. So we've tried to link everything and make a complete ecosystem of resources around PathSavvy. So that's something that you can do within the action plan. The other thing that I want to mention is that this entire portal is yours and it's confidential to you. No one has insight into it. National Workforce Planning and Development cannot see what you're doing in your in your PathSavvy profile and your PathSavvy portal, nor can KPHR, nor can BHMT and the career development coaches. You would have to share that information. So you can go here. This is what I always encourage people to do. Once you've looked at your action plan and you want to share it with somebody who's your mentor, your coach, your manager, a colleague that you trust to help you managing your career, you can take this, print the document, comes out as a PDF, and then email it to whoever you want to email it to. And so in that way, you're sharing what you'd like to share. But again, no one has insight into it unless you want to. And the share button works as well. It will share it with whoever is within your network. It should be your manager or someone that you've chosen to identify. And then you can share your profile this way as well. One other way that you can look for positions, I've talked about this position matching score, but if I went over here to the map my career button, I got another prompt. Again, these will go away the first time that you interact with them. I could also look at this department map, and the department map actually groups together like types of roles that fall within a function. So if I want to see all of the positions that were in member services, or all the positions that were in clinical support, all the positions that are in the human resources compliance area, and that way I can jump into the job cards from there. Now, once again, these are not roles that are live and open within the organization. For that purpose, you would go to KP Careers. These are representative. And so with that, what I'd like to do is stop here and pass the ball over to Alyssa. And then at the very end, if you have questions about PathSavvy, we can come back to it. Alyssa, how about if you take over?
Thanks, Nedra, for the great presentation on PathSavvy.
Sure.
So now I would just like to take a couple of minutes to share some market-specific career pathways resources. So some of our markets have created different career paths for different jobs. So the one you're looking on the screen right now is specific to the Northwest. So if you look, the career pathway is the medical assistant for the Northwest. So say I'm an individual who's interested in becoming a medical assistant and I'm in one of these positions like a courier, what would that pathway look like for me? So as a courier, there are educational opportunities listed and resources within the organization. There's also opportunities for me to get experience as well as exposure. And then once I've achieved my goal, how can I continue to keep growing within the organization? Again, this tool is specific for the Northwest, and the tool is really intended for an individual who is exploring a career path in this field, someone who's already in this field and would like to grow their career in this space, and then the manager who's also coaching the employee for future opportunities. So the Northwest has the medical assistant and also the lab pathway available. So again, this is for the Northwest. And now if we'll go to the next slide, we can look at one for Washington. So this is, again, specific to Washington. It's specific for a staff nurse. So if you look at it, there's opportunities for you if you have a bachelor's degree, what that looks like. Again, a master's. There's also opportunities for someone who would like to go into a specialty certificate or grow their career within their current role. So again, specific to Washington, we'll share this link in the chat on how to access it. And then I also want to share that Washington is hosting a career pathway speaker series on November 28th. And this series will follow a group of panelists from their first role within the organization and discuss how they navigated into a more senior position. So the panelists will share challenges they face, the supports needed, and other career advice. So again, we'll share all these links in the chat for everyone to look at and save some of these files for your records. So now we'll pass it back over to Megan.
Thanks, Alyssa. This was all such great information. I know we threw a lot at you really quickly, but we did want to circle back just to kind of how you can get started. After this with BHMT, we have a ton of resources available to you. If you are an eligible employee, and an eligible employee for BHMT means that you are past your 90-day probation period with KP and that you are a union represented employee. And so if that's you, you're eligible for BHMT resources. These QR codes will take you to specific different links. The first QR code, you can take a picture of these, scan these now. I'll kind of leave this screen up for a minute, but if you scan the first QR code, it's going to take you to discover BHMT programs and services, kind of an overview of what we have available to those eligible employees. That second QR code is going to take you to find information on how to connect with your career development coach. All you need is your NUID. You'll pop that in there and it will populate the information for the career development coach assigned to you and how to get in contact with them. Our career development coaches meet with you for free of charge and as many times as you need. And so this is really a great way to take that career exploration tool. If you can dive into PathSavvy and take that and give that information to your career development coach, they can help you create a career path that works for you and a plan that works for you. It also allows someone to walk alongside you for the entire process, for the entire journey. It will, they will help you kind of find out more, discover more about the programs and services that we have for you, and kind of how to get you to where you want to be in your career, right? Your career is much more than a job. We talked about that in our last session, and we really want to tie that in to, helping you along that career path. That last QR code is going to be to explore the programs of interest of yours. Again, we'll take you to our website to just kind of look around. You can look at that program finder, filter out between degrees, certifications, skill building classes. We kind of have a little bit of everything to offer. So please take a look at all of that.